Welcome to Mock the Mock, where we take a look at someone else's mock draft and I mock it, giving you my views, thoughts, and opinions. Got a great one for you today. We're going to be traveling to the lands of ESPN and taking a look at Field Yates's 2-round mock draft. So let's go ahead and get into this sucker. Starting, of course, with the Chicago Bears as they go Caleb Williams as the prophecy foretold. Yes, the Bears go quarterback. It's not J.J. McCarthy. I know there's rumors out there, but it's going to be Caleb Williams. He would basically pencil this one in. That's great. Everyone's going to have one free pick on their mock draft to get right. So it's a good pickup for the Bears. It's the best way to go for the Bears. We've been talking about this for quite some time, even when they had Justin Fields and whatnot. And at least a large majority, a good portion kind of assumed, yeah, they're probably going to move Fields in some form, some shape and manner. And they were finally able to do it a little later than many expected. However, Washington, I'm kind of curious what quarterback he goes with here. He goes with Jaden Daniels to the Commanders. Some people think Daniels is a really good fit for Cliff Kingsbury's system. We've heard the J.J. McCarthy rumbles. They're out there. They're out there. Are they true? I don't know. We'll find out in a few weeks. Personally, I like to go with Drake May. He's just simply the higher quarterback on my board. But regardless, this pick's quarterback. At pick 3, maybe we see a trade, maybe see a wide receiver, or do we just see quarterback? We see a quarterback. It's Drake May going to the New England Patriots. I actually like the idea of the Patriots just going ahead and taking a quarterback. They could trade out of this pick. I think that's a good option as well. They can maybe take Marvin Harrison Jr. I think there's some potential there for that, but I mean, with how good this wide receiver class is, I feel like, hey, just address that on day 2, whether it's the second or third round. When it comes to their offensive line, it's really, you're just looking at the left tackle spot. That's kind of wide open, and I mean, you could get a guy somewhere on day 2. Would you feel great about it? Probably not, but regardless, you're here. Take your quarterback, build him. All right, we got the Arizona Cardinals going Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't even know if there's trades in this one, but the Cardinals, they get a wide receiver they desperately need. Wide receiver with no Hollywood Brown there. It's really just, well, Michael Wilson and Greg Dortch. So, yeah, you kind of gotta get some better horses in the stable, if you know what I mean. Pick 5, we do have a trade. So, it is the Vikings. They're moving up. This is going to be J.J. McCarthy. Let's see. So he says, I have the Vikings send in pick 11, pick 23, and an additional first rounder. Oh, wow. 3 first rounders. I don't know if it'll shake out like that. I mean, I feel like maybe a future day 2 pick could be in the cards, but to get that deal done, maybe you need that third first rounder. Regardless, the trade is done. Chargers will now be picking at 11 and 23. Vikings take J.J. McCarthy. This is probably the most popular spot to do a trade. I really feel like the Chargers, they just feel like a team that wants to grab additional draft capital, being Jim Harbaugh's first draft. And Vikings, they move up. They get their franchise quarterback. Sam Darnold will start the season. We probably will see J.J. McCarthy at some point during the year, but this allows you to really get him ready for that debut. The New York Giants go with Malik Neighbors. Hey, there's 4 quarterbacks off the board. So, yeah, just go get a receiver. They spent time. They spent finances, really add into the offensive line this free agency. So, it makes sense for them to go wide receiver at this pick. I know Daniel Jones, for me, he ain't the guy. You got 1 more year of him. But you're not really, unless you're going to move up, trade up, you're not in position to go get a quarterback. The Tennessee Titans go with Joe Alt, another one that feels like you could set it in stone. You could set it and forget it. Yeah, they need a tackle. They've released Andre Dillard, so they're going to be looking for a tackle somewhere in this class. Maybe this could be a trade down spot because honestly, the tackle class is really good in the first round. So if you're trading down, even if it's just to get a little bit of draft capital, it might be a good option. But I really like Joe Alt. He's probably going to be my tackle 1 and by a good margin in this class. At pick 8, the Atlanta Falcons go with Dallas Turner. So no Roman Dunze. Hey, lucky for you Bears fans, you're going to get him probably at 9. But Falcons are in another team that's in a good situation where they can honestly trade out of this pick if they want to. They could go wide receiver, Roman Dunze. They could go their top edge in this case, Dallas Turner. This is a team that desperately needs edge help. They could also maybe go with corner, but also trade down is a viable option. So they got a bevy of options to pick from, and I think all of them are pretty darn good. But Dallas Turner, I like it. I think it's a good addition there. You kind of Raheem Morris gets his Byron Young out of this class with a bit more upside. But before we get to pick 9, if you want to know more about the NFL draft and the prospects in the NFL draft, well, shoot, I have a draft guide. Here's a lovely little promo for it. Listen, I know you love the NFL draft as much as I do, and you're going to want a nice hefty watch list of players during this college football season. Well, go ahead, check out my draft guide. You can purchase it for only $30 by Venmoing or PayPaling me. Links in the description. It's a one-time payment, and you get it for this whole draft cycle and forever and always, technically. It's a Google spreadsheet, so send me your email when you send the payment. I'll get you hooked up. You will see my current prospect rankings and big board, my full evals. And guess what? It updates throughout the whole draft cycle. So it's a great purchase, and it's a great way to support the channel. Pick 9, Chicago Bears go with Roma Dunze. It just feels like you're gonna be, you're just gonna be padding your quarterback for success when he has weapons like DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Roma Dunze. It's just pure sex appeal. So I'd feel really good for the Chicago Bears coming out of the draft. Just honestly, with those 2 picks, they only have 2 more picks, a 3rd and a 4th rounder. So kind of is what it is, but it's already a big win if you come out with Roma Dunze and Caleb Williams, in my opinion. Pick 10, New York Jets go with Brock Bowers. Oh, I could hear that one Jets fan in the comment section already. Golly. But to me, this makes a ton of sense. They could go with the tackle, and I think that's kind of on par for what Joe Douglas does. He loves drafting trench players. Kind of is close enough to the trenches. And they have the Super Bowl window. I feel like they're going to be looking for more immediate impact players, which Brock Bowers would be an immediate impact player. He is better than any tight end they have on the roster. I don't care what you say. Whatever you're saying, I think it's foolish. And yeah, I get it that, what if Morgan Moses and Tyron Smith, they miss games? And it's like, yeah, but at that point, you're drafting a guy to be like a 5-game starter during the season. I don't like that. You get a true 17-game starter here in Brock Bowers. Though I don't mind them looking into the future with maybe like a Troy Fautanu here. I think that can be in the cards. But to me, this is a team that's in a win now mode. So let me get the guy that's going to give me the most impact from day one. Pick 11. Los Angeles Chargers go with J.C. Latham, so essentially upgrading the right tackle position. I guess that's on par. Jim Harbaugh, he wants to play a smash mouth type of football, and you can only do that if your offensive line is just beautiful and in great shape. And with J.C. Latham, it kind of puts them there. Preferably, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man, I would love Quinyon Mitchell here because they got a signing Samuel Jr., but honestly, that's about it. I think they added Christian Fulton, depth option. So I would love for them to go corner. Pick 12, we got Bo Nix going to the Denver Broncos. I'm telling you, Sean Payton and Bo Nix feel like a match made in heaven. I don't know what the Broncos are going to do in this draft. I just don't feel like they're going to go into the season with Jarrett Stidham as the lone starter. Shoot, their backup quarterback, Ben DiNucci. Come on, man. They got to go quarterback. They have to. Question is, what do they actually do? They look to like grab more picks, so maybe like a trade down? Do they just sit here and say, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and take our quarterback? I don't know, man. Broncos are going to be one of the more interested teams in this mock, or in the draft in general. Pick 13, Las Vegas Raiders go with Tilanise Huanga. So they sure up the right tackle spot. I assume this move puts Thayer Mumford now at right guard. And I think it's fine. I like that. I think it's very nice. Again, another team that I think could go corner as you just keep trying to like add to that scary looking defense. I mean, now with Max Crosby, Christian Wilkins, Trevon Merrick is starting to like really develop. You got Nate Hobbs. Jack Jones was really good addition last year. So it's like, just keep adding pieces of that defense. I feel like it'd be very nice, but I also understand this. I mean, Talaniso Fuang is probably going to be one of the top prospects at this point on the board, so it fits. It's fine. Now, do the Saints go with tackle? They go with Olu Fashanu. So, yeah, absolutely. They go tackle. It makes the most sense. You got Ryan Ramczyk. They don't know what the long term holds for him, and they don't even know if he'll be good to go during the short term. So they're in trouble at both tackle spots at this point. Trevor Pettit, shoot, just kick him to right tackle at this point. And even if Ryan Ramczyk's good to go, like Trevor Pettit, just have him learn from Ryan Ramczyk. Not to say he wasn't learning already, but now he gets to get acclimated to the right tackle position. Grab Olu Fashanu to play that left tackle spot. They need the tackle help. Indianapolis Colts go with Quinion Mitchell. I mean, shoot. It's a great pick. He's here. I'm a bit higher on him after just a phenomenal offseason draft process from the Senior Bowl to the Combine. It's just been all great for Quinion Mitchell. To me, he is probably going to be cornerback 1. I don't know if he will be corner 1 off the board, but the Colts, they could use another, they could use more depth, more talent, more competition at the corner position. This achieves just that. I wonder if we're going to see any more trades in this spot, because I would really love to trade down with Seattle. If not, this is probably Troy Fatsanu. Yeah, it's Troy Fatsanu. Going to the Seahawks. I kind of like the idea of them trading down, but you get Troy Fatsanu. He's going to play left guard almost immediately. I say almost. He is going to play it immediately. You reunite him with his former OC, Ryan Grubb. So I get it. It makes sense. Real quick, gotta give a shout out to Underdog Fantasy. Thank you for sponsoring today's video. When you sign up using promo code Broshmo at Underdog Fantasy, they will double your first deposit up to $100. Dudes. They currently got a lot of fun things going on with the big tourney. We're now down to the final 4. So if you want to get in on the action, then check out Underdog Fantasy. And also, it's not just basketball. It's not just football. They literally do almost every sport. It's hella fun. So get in on the action. When you sign up, please use promo code Broshmo so you can match that first deposit up to $100 reduce. But as always, bet responsibly, bet within your means. Terrion Arnold is going to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yeah, corner kind of feels like the pick here. We can talk about wide receiver as well. I think tackle or offensive line in some form is also in play. But, I mean, you got a new DC in town. He's going to try to get guys that really fit his system. So, Terrion Arnold, he's got a little position versatility. I say position versatility, scheme versatility. But he could also play inside and out. So, I guess position versatility indeed as well. We got the Cincinnati Bengals going with Brian Thomas. I mean, shoot, we just had Stephon Diggs traded this morning. So the T. Higgs deal could get done, maybe even during the draft. But I do like them adding Brian Thomas. I do like them adding a receiver. I think this tackle class is so good in the first round, though. If you're really looking for a long-term option at right tackle, because Trent Brown isn't that, then you probably shoot your shot here. And I mean, I feel like this would be a perfect spot for Amarius Mims. Take the guy that might need a little bit more development, might not be ready to start out of the gates, but has incredible upside. That's kind of my plea there for the Bengals. Los Angeles Rams take Chop Robinson. Dude, have we seen Liatu Latu? Or we haven't seen Liatu Latu or Jared Verse off the board. Wow. I mean, they get another speedy pass rusher. I guess that's fine, but I think I'd rather either take the more nuanced pass rusher in Liatu Latu or the more powerful pass rusher in Jared Verse. Chop Robinson is just very similar in some regards to Byron Young, where he's just mad fast and twitched up. So I don't know. I feel like that's a little too similar for me. A little too similar in my book. But let's keep moving. We got Graham Barton going to the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's got him listed as a center, so this is a center. Oh, man, I think I'd take the tackle. And even if I was drafting a center, Jackson Powers-Johnson, people, I get it. A lot of people really love Graham Barton. I do, too. Like, I start to think about him actually at pick 21, this next pick, to my Miami Dolphins. So much so that I've actually moved him up a little bit on my board as well. But, yeah, I don't know, man. That just... I guess fine. I mean, Graham Barton gives you positional versatility. Like, if you're really down bad at tackle, honestly, you could play him at tackle. He's played left tackle the last 3 years. So, I mean, I don't think it's a bad pick. It's just I think there's better players on the board. Miami Dolphins go with Byron Murphy. We lost Christian Wilkins because we couldn't pay him. So, let's go ahead. Let's add more guys to that interior. Currently, the Dolphins' interior defensive line. Like, legitimately, the only guy I can name from it right now is Zach Sealer. I think we got like a Jonathan Harris, but he hasn't done a whole lot in the league as of yet. Oh, that's right. We grabbed Benito Jones because we needed that big-bodied defensive lineman to replace Raekwon Davis? Yeah, the former Alabama guy. We also, we got a hot lot of nothing. Deshaun Hand, he's a fine depth guy. Neville Gallimore, yeah, there's nothing there that excites me. So I could see us going with defensive interior. Philadelphia Eagles go with Nate Wiggins. I have my doubts that the Eagles are actually going to do this, just because the Eagles typically just take the best player available, regardless of position. For me, that wouldn't be Nate Wiggins. But I mean, I get it. They need to add pass coverage. They need to add corners. Darius Slay, James Bradbury, they're not like future options there. You're kind of hoping they bounce back now that they're reunited with Vic Fangio. But you don't really know what you got in Keely Ringo or Eli Ricks. You always want to add competition, depth, and talent to the most volatile position in all of football. But one of the most important positions in all of football. So I get it. I mean, it's a pick that I would make. I would go the corner route. I don't know if it'd be Nate Wiggins. I think I might go like a Cooper DeJean, but I mean, regardless, I think it's solid. The Chargers, they're going to go with Adonai Mitchell here. And I think that's a good pick. You get a wide receiver. You get a very good route runner. So I think it works out for them there. Really would feel good about them coming out of this first round with a corner, but we'll see what the second round holds for them. Pick 24 is a trade. Okay, let's read this real quick. So he has the 49ers moving up to 31 and sending a third rounder to the Cowboys for 24. All right. And the Niners go with Amarius Mims. Yeah, when good players are falling in the draft, you're going to see teams make moves up the board to go get them. And this would be great for the Niners. You get that, honestly, someone I think you'd probably start over Colton McKivitz, but you don't necessarily have to. And he could be that long-term plan, the heir apparent to Trent Williams. All right, before we get to pick 25, what's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know. So go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. Leave this video a thumbs up if you enjoy the content. As always, let me know what you think in the comment section below, where we have that nice, beautiful, intimate football discourse. Pick 25, Green Bay Packers. They go with Tyler Guyton. I think the Packers could be a team that makes a move up the board to go get a player. They just have the draft capital to do so. Tyler Guyton, to me, it's like, I like Guyton. It's just, I feel like potentially the tackle spots are already on lock. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe Rashid Walker? I think, or am I thinking Rasheed Wallace? I don't know. The former Penn State tackle, who actually had a really good last stretch of the season for the Packers this past year. He looked good. He's definitely okay. It's Rasheed Walker. He is gonna get another go at that spot, but I don't know why you would already start to look for his replacement. Packers are kind of tough to draft for, honestly. All right, let's keep moving. Pick 26, Latu going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I like it. Edge kind of feels like the spot to go, just because it's very commonly the position that just keeps falling down the board in mock drafts. Pick 27, Arizona Cardinals go with Jared Verse. Freaking phenomenal. I would love, Cardinals would love if the draft would to play out this way. And hey, good players fall every year in the draft. Jared Verse, he can fall. I may be high on him. Maybe the NFL's not. This would be a great pickup for the Cards. Buffalo Bills go with Xavier Worthy again. He even mentions it here that the Stephon Diggs trade just happened, where now Diggs is with the Texans. Phenomenal move by the Texans. So now it's kind of apparent why the Bills were going out trying to get more receiving weapons, more receiving help, and the Bills are probably going to be in a really good spot to take a wide receiver here at this pick. Probably preferably like an Adonai Mitchell. I think they might be looking for more of that very quick route runner. So is Ladd McConkey really maybe a guy that could maybe go here? I don't know. It's going to be very fascinating. But they get speed in Xavier Worthy. Detroit Lions go with Cooper DeJean. So you grab a good corner. Cooper DeJean's great. His pro day is going to be in 5 days. Private pro day there. So we're going to get to see how he looks, how he tests after the broken leg. I'm a bit higher on him than probably the general consensus. I think he is a hell of a good corner, and I really want to think about putting him at slot or safety, because I'm going to put him at a position that's more valuable. I'm going to put him at probably the most or second most valuable position on defense at corner. So I like it. Baltimore Ravens go with Kingsley Suamataia. They had a private workout with Jordan Morgan, so I feel like maybe Morgan becomes the pick here, and he ends up probably started at left guard with Ben Cleveland and Andrew Voorhees going at it for that right guard spot. But Kingsley Suamataia could honestly do the same thing as you develop him to be your heir apparent at tackle. Pick 31, Dallas Cowboys go with Jordan Morgan. So whether he ends up playing left tackle or whether he ends up playing left guard and you kick Tyler Smith out to left tackle, this is a good fit, good pick for the Cowboys. Jackson Powers-Johnson still on the board. What a world we live in. Ennis Rakestraw Jr. Sounds like parts of the NFL are a bit higher on him than I am. But he's going here to the Chiefs. They did trade L'Jarius Sneed. They wouldn't mind getting another guy who doesn't mind putting his nose in the action, getting physical, plays good run defense. He kind of fits some of those for the NFL in general. They just love guys like that. I have him more as a top 50, so middle second round guy. I think honestly wide receiver still on the table for the Chiefs. Not because of the Rashee Rice incident that just happened, but even before that, I think you would still consider adding more wide receiver help. Okay, let's move to the second round. Let's see what we got. He's doing trades in the second round. This man's crazy. So teams will have nearly 24 hours to determine who they want to move up for after day one, blah, blah, blah. The Titans are sending pick 38 and a pair of fourth rounders to the Panthers to kick things off. So the Titans move up to get Darius Robinson. That's kind of lackluster. I'm not going to lie. I feel like you could probably get him at 38. And even if you don't, oh well. Yeah, it's kind of whatever. New England Patriots go with Xavier Leggett. This is what I mean. Really good wide receiver talent left here at pick 34. So I like it. I like it. You got Drake May, and now you add Xavier Leggett, and maybe in the third round you get Tez Walker. Reunite Drake May with his former weapon. Arizona Cardinals, Jackson Powers Johnson. This is embarrassing. He to me, he's a first rounder. He's a phenomenal talent. I love it. I love this for the Cardinals. This is just the Cardinals. This draft is literally them just being like, oh, this is the best player on the board. We're going to take him. Oh, this is the best player on the board. We're going to take him. I mean, Marvin Harrison Jr., Jared Verse, Jackson Powers Johnson. Ah! What a pickup for the Cards. All right, we got another potential trade here. Raiders slip up for QB6. I mean, I honestly don't think the Raiders are going to be in the quarterback class. It doesn't mean I don't think that they should be, but I honestly just don't think they will be. I really don't. I think they really like Aiden O'Connell, and I think they bring in Uncle Rico. And if anything, they'll think about quarterback next year. I think they're going to just be looking to add more talent. But hey, trade here. Commanders move back. Raiders get Michael Penix. Yay. Zach Frazier going to the Chargers. Obviously, with Corey Lindsey not really knowing what his future holds. Technically, he has not officially retired. I think he's still on the roster page for the Chargers, but it probably looks like this team is gonna it looks like he's probably gonna retire. They did pick up Bradley Bozeman, who's coming off a down year there in Carolina. So Zach Frazier could be in the Cards, most definitely. All right, let's keep moving. Pick 38. This is Carolina Panthers, who moved down. They get Ricky Pearsall. I like it. Get a nice vertical threat. Very good route runner. Panthers have back-to-back picks here now at 39. They go with TJ Tampa. They can definitely use more cornerback help. Matter of fact, JC Horn has been unable to stay healthy, unfortunately, for the last couple of years. All right, Washington Commanders. This was them going Keon Coleman. This is very fascinating. Keon Coleman would add size to this group. I mean, yeah, sure, I guess. They traded back earlier, right? Yeah, so this is their first second round selection, because I'm pretty sure they got another one. Or do they? I thought they had another one. Because they just moved down here. Yeah, okay, yeah, they're picking at the Raiders pick. Okay. All right, we got Edgerrin Cooper going to the Packers. They did release Devondre Campbell. So, honestly, this is kind of working out well because I think the Packers could also get a really good safety here somewhere, whether it's the second or the third round. Edgerrin Cooper, real nice. Go check out my linebacker rankings, man. I really talk some good stuff about Cooper and his potential. Houston Texans go with Johnny Newton. So that's hella good. I just added more guys to that interior. Wow, Johnny Newton falling this far? Golly, good players really do fall, huh? Man, Texans would be... Because honestly, this is a player that would probably be in the Cards if the Texans still had pick 23. Atlanta Falcons, they go with Kool-Aid McKinstry. What a steal. Freaking love my boy Kool-Aid. That's my dude. I'm going to be higher on him than the general consensus, and I'm okay with that. What a guy to pair up with AJ Terrell, though. Ooh. Washington Commanders go with Patrick Paul. This was via their trade down. So they get Paul to be kind of the heir apparent there. Tackle, you're probably not going to want to start him early because there's a lot of rawness to his game, whether it's heavy feet, wide hands, how he uses his hands. But the tools, the size, the length, the anchor, it's all there. All right, pick 45, Kamari Lassiter going to the Saints. Kind of a whatever pickup to me, if I'm going to be honest. I get it. Marshawn Lattimore can't be moved this season. It just financially doesn't make sense. I don't know what it looks like next year, so maybe you're looking to the future here. I don't don't know, man. I don't love this pick. Though I do love Kamari Lasser. Don't get me wrong. Ladd McConkey going to the Colts. I mean, I guess that's fine. You can work inside. You can work outside. I mean, I can see a world where this works really well. Where it's like you have Josh Downs, who's like a primary slot. And then you got like Alec Pierce, Ladd McConkey, two very different vertical type of wide receivers. But McConkey being able to kick inside as well on like 4 wide receiver sets. Like there's a world that you can make this work. New York Giants go with Max Melton. So they get Deontay Banks, a running mate. That's pretty nice. Max Melton's got inside and outside versatility. Marshawn Nealon. Wow, this team has so many pass rushers. So many. But I mean, you get a kind of a versatile-esque body in Nealon. So, I mean, yeah, I guess that's fine. That's fun. They did lose like valuable rotation pieces at the edge position this offseason in Clavon Chason, and I believe they don't have Smoot anymore either. Yeah. I mean, there's a world that you can make this work. It's fine. You guys, they say Bengals go. What did they? Oh, that's right. That's right. They took Brian Thomas Jr. in the first round. I was like, why did they double dip at tackle? But you get Rosengarten. That's fine. Honestly, that's a good get. This is a little earlier than I'd be willing to take him, but I think it's all right. Peyton Wilson going to the Philadelphia Eagles. They get that linebacker. They get a true linebacker because if you currently look at some of the linebackers in the room, they're more like blitzing options, like Devin White. You got Zach Bond. They did bring in Oren Burks. Burks ain't half bad as a depth guy. Like that's honestly kind of a low key, pretty solid pickup. Oh, they got my boy Brandon Smith out of Penn State from a year or so ago. But they also have Kobe Dean there. But getting someone who actually can play the linebacker position, it actually gives them great speed and someone who could be really good in coverage. That's pretty solid. Pittsburgh Steelers, Roman Wilson. This is the day two. Day two, Steelers get their guy, and he ends up being a really good player. Day two, Steelers get their receiver, and he ends up being a really good player. Los Angeles Rams go with Braden Fisk. That's actually kind of nice. I kind of like him there. I like him there in Los Angeles with the Rams. That's actually kind of fun. I think it's kind of fun. You got Philadelphia Eagles back on the board. They go Cole Bishop, so they get that safety help. Currently, they got Sidney Brown. They got Reed Blankenship. Brown's coming off the ACL, though. So maybe looking to add a little bit more depth there isn't a bad idea. Cleveland Browns go with Trey Benson. I mean, that's kind of fun. But I do like Jerome Ford. I get it. Jerome Ford might be just a committee running back guy. But golly, I like Jerome Ford. Nick Chubb. I don't know, man. We'll see. It's unclear when he will be available, if at all, next season. So it'll be interesting. So I can see why they maybe go with like a Trey Benson. Miami Dolphins, Christian Haynes. This is like my favorite spot to put Christian Haynes. Also, I'm a big Dolphins fan, so I would love to get a guy that I'm high on and get him to be that heir apparent. I say heir apparent, no, full-on replacement for Robert Hunt, because Robert Hunt's not there. You can't be the heir apparent. You can't be mentored by a guy that ain't there. Dallas Cowboys go with Jonathan Brooks. That's just a very popular mock spot for him, as if you're unfamiliar, the Cowboys medical staff did his surgery. We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going with Cooper Beebe. He would slot into that left guard spot. I like that. Got Jaden Hicks going to the Packers. This is, again, I've been saying this for so long. That I said it in this video. The Packers are in a great spot to get a good safety on day two somewhere, and they get Jaden Hicks. I like it. And we got the Houston Texans going with Junior Colson, so they get some linebacker help there. Who are their current linebackers? Because they lost Blake Cashman. Is Denzel still there? No, he's not. They bring in Aziz Al-Shair. They got Christian Harris, Henry Toa. So yeah, you probably want to bring in another guy here. And Junior Colson's just kind of like, honestly, he's more similar to like Aziz Al-Shair, but he's a bit of a better athlete. Buffalo Bills, they go Mason Smith. This is actually a really good pickup for the interior. Gives them some size. And Mason Smith, keep in mind, last year was his first year truly entrenched as an interior player after playing primarily on the edge his freshman season. And of course, he missed his sophomore year because of an ACL injury. So there's some untapped potential there. Detroit Lions, they go with Jalen Polk. Honestly, kind of fun, gritty player that is kind of a good replacement for Josh Reynolds. Like, I think there's some similarities there when it comes to him and Reynolds. So kind of like that. Baltimore Ravens go with Adisa Isaac. Yeah, they could definitely use more horses at edge. Next, Odafe Owe, as you see, Javion Clowney, Kyle Van Noy weren't brought back. David Ojabo is coming off another big injury. And Theo Johnson going to the Niners here. Like, I don't know why the Niners need another tight end. Kind of whatever pick for me. But I feel like the Niners every year on day 2, they kind of have big whatever picks. Like, nah. And then finally, we got the Chiefs going with Troy Franklin. This is a good range for Franklin. Good pickup. I actually like this one quite a bit. But hey, let me know what you think in the comment section below. And if you want more draft content, I'm currently putting out my final positional rankings for the 2024 NFL Draft. So please check out those videos. But as always, until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.